On the night of July 18, 2025, Donetsk sky, once claimed by Russian occupiers, erupted in fire, smoke, and steel. All at once, every Russian radar fell silent. From deep underground, 72 missiles thundered skyward, striking with deadly precision. Fuel depots burst like volcanic eruptions. Ammunition bunkers vanished in towering fireballs. And entire defenses turned to ash in under 7 minutes. Above, F-15 fighters unleashed a deluge of jam bombs. Below, 200 drones jammed every Russian signal, while 50 tanks advanced through walls of dust and flame. Yet these satellite images told only half the tale. What truly unfolded inside Zelania? Dolina? How did an elite Russian command post crumble without a single return shot? And how did more than 1,000 soldiers vanish in under an hour? Some credit high-end tech, others praise meticulous planning. The fact remains that night changed everything, and we're about to show you exactly why. At 4 a.m., Ukraine kicked off a precision assault on the heavily fortified Zelania Dolina base in Donetsk. The opening salvo came from 200 UC-built drones, rewired by Ukrainian engineers to blind enemy radar. Within 90 seconds, 300s, Tor M2 South, and Pantsir S1 South lay dead in the water. As the radars failed, 72 guided rockets, American GMLRS and Ukraine's Vilha, launched from mobile platforms 25 miles out, obliterating 17 Russian launch sites in under 5 minutes. Next, a squadron of 15 F-15s roared in tight formation. Armed with HARM anti-radar missiles and JDAM-guided bombs, they pummeled fuel dumps, ammo bunkers, and command posts. One hit on a munitions stockpile turned night into day, sending a shockwave felt for miles. By minute 12, over 30 strategic installations lay in rubble, according to Ukrainian defense sources. Zelania Dolina's nerve center, once coordinating eastern Ukraine attacks, was erased. Communication severed, air defenses down, fuel and ammo supplies destroyed. This was no random barrage, it was a precise, layered strike to dismantle every defense before ground forces moved in. And it succeeded. Before the first tank rolled, the Russian frontline had already collapsed. Ukraine struck not only with brute force, but with surgical coordination, American technology, real-time satellite guidance, and airtight unit synchronization. The message was unmistakable. Zelania Dolina was being reclaimed on Ukrainian terms. By 4:15 a.m., even as fires still danced across the sky, 50 armored vehicles, 20 Leopard 2 South, and 30 Bradleys were already rumbling forward in a three-pronged formation under a dome of circling surveillance drones. Linked via military-grade Starlink, these UAVs scanned every trench, bunker, and tree line with thermal sensors, feeding real-time coordinates to tank crews and drone strike teams. The first objective was clear: seize the main road into the base's southern gate. At 4:19 a.m., Leopard 2 South opened fire, their 120mm shells tearing through abandoned fortifications. Concrete and steel exploded into the dawn light. Minutes later, Ukrainian armor punched a hole in the perimeter wall. Trailing them, 5,000. Infantry advanced in staggered columns, each soldier outfitted with digital coms, advanced optics, M4A1 carbines, javelin launchers, and modular loitering drones. Resistance was sporadic and disorganized. Cut off from HQ, Russian troops clustered near an eastern fuel depot. A drone swarm found them, and 6 minutes later, artillery obliterated their position. Over 60 soldiers neutralized before they could fire a single shot. By 4:32 a.m., Ukrainian forces controlled the eastern barracks, uncovering caches of ammunition, fuel, and encrypted radios earmarked for extraction. The assault pressed northward toward the command bunker. In the western sector, 2 Russian armored vehicles attempted a counterattack, but never made it past the second street. A single Ram-2 suicide drone dove from 600 feet and vaporized the lead vehicle. The second was disabled by a Bradley's TOW missile. Within half an hour, the entire base perimeter lay cleared. UAVs streamed live footage inside hangars. Infantry squads swept tunnels and bunkers. Ukrainian flags rose over buildings once draped in Russian insignia. Zelanya Dolina, once a bulwark of Russian strength in Donetsk, lay in ruins, reclaimed by discipline, coordination, and overwhelming firepower. By 4:40 a.m., Russian defenses had unraveled into chaos, silence, and smoke. Infantry units, cut off from command, huddled in shattered trenches, tactical radios jammed by Ukraine's electronic warfare drones. Mobile HQs reduced to rubble. At exactly 4:46 a.m., a motor rifle platoon regrouping near a northwest warehouse was spotted from above. A precision HIMARS strike blasted the building into an inferno. 23 soldiers killed instantly, the rest scattering leaderless into the woods. Under interrogation, a captured sergeant admitted their satellite links died within 10 minutes and that calls for air support were jammed, while fallback routes lay pre-mined by Ukrainian sappers days earlier. Meanwhile, further west, 6 BMP infantry fighting vehicles and 3 T-72 tanks attempted a breakout. A Ukrainian drone swarm, keyed to thermal signatures, struck first. A Ram-2 delivered grenade triggered the lead T-72's ammo rack, leveling the tank and sending surviving crews sprinting away on foot, their morale utterly shattered. By 4:58 a.m., Russia's last reinforced bunker in the east fell silent when an F-15 overhead released a jam bomb through the roof, vaporizing 2 colonels and a general, the final chain of command at Zelanya Dolina. Before 5 a.m. struck, surrendering troops and fugitives slipped into the surrounding countryside, and radio channels went mute. This collapse was more than tactical. It was a total breakdown of structure, coordination, and will. Just after 5 a.m., Ukraine's ground forces initiated the final sweep. At 5:03 a.m., drones formed a tight grid overhead, their thermal feeds guiding artillery and strike teams to every last hiding spot. By 5:07 a.m., a lone GMLRS rocket slammed into a cluster of retreating Russians at the northern tunnel entrance. 18 perished instantly, and the blast collapsed the tunnel mouth, trapping dozens more inside. Nearby, engineers rushing to destroy encrypted radios were cut down the same minute when a loitering drone delivered a thermobaric grenade, leaving their intel intact for Ukrainian exploitation. Shortly before 5:12 a.m., Ukraine's 2nd Mechanized Brigade reached the Central Command Complex. Combat engineers rolled small recon drones into the underground shafts. Live footage revealed bodies crushed beneath collapsed concrete, among them 4 senior officers. Zelanya Dolina's brain had been smashed. Moments later, at 5:16 a.m., 2 BTR personnel carriers made a desperate southern push. A Javelin round flipped the first. A Leopard 2 shell silenced the second. Only 3 wounded survivors crawled free before surrendering. By 5:28 a.m., without leadership, communications, or supplies, the remaining Russian garrison gave up. And at 5:35 a.m., a Ukrainian squad hoisted the blue and yellow flag. Atop the main administrative building, smoke still curling from destroyed barracks and fuel depots, while below lay the spoils of victory: over 70 armored vehicles, 140 crates of 152mm shells, 60,000 plus rounds of ammo, and dozens of encrypted radios and missile codes. Later, when the president addressed the nation at 9 a.m., he declared, "This land belongs to us. We have taken it back not with words, but with decisive action." By evening, Russian media was hushed. Leaked estimates put their casualties over 1,000 against fewer than 90 Ukrainian losses. Zelanya Dolina had become proof that coordination, technology, and resolve can turn the tide. This is not over. Subscribe and stay alert, because the next chapter could rewrite history again. Slava! Ukraini, Heroyam Slava.